Hello, Team Freedom.
Hello.
Leah and Jessica here, and we are excited to share with you techniques for essential oil application. So we're going to just be going over this. Most of you will have this pocket reference guide at your fingertips already, hopefully. If not, you can find them on Amazon. But this is rich with just information about how you can use the oils. And starting on page 143, we're going to review so that if you're an auditory learner or just visual, this will help you just really grasp a little bit more how you can easily start using the oils topically in ways that will really be helpful for you in your health overall. So Jessica's going to start about dilution.
So dilution is important, and when do you dilute, how to dilute, all of the above. So it can be overwhelming, and I just want to start off with every essential oil bottle you have, it's going to give you a ratio. If it says no dilution required, then that means it's typically an oil that is very calming to the skin, and it won't necessarily cause irritation. However, when you are first starting to use essential oil, I'm going to recommend that you do dilute the first time just to see how your body responds. That's always important when we're first starting to use something very powerful as essential oils are. But I'll let you know, if it doesn't say dilution not required, go ahead and look at it. If it says 1-to-1 ratio, what that means is you're going to take a drop of 1 drop of essential oil, and you're going to take 1 drop of a carrier oil, and you're going to mix it in your hand, or we'll get to where you apply it in a moment. But if it says 1-to-4, that means it's going to be 1 essential oil, so 1 drop of this with 4 drops of a carrier oil. So when in doubt, always reference your bottle. It is going to provide you the information you need on how to apply the oils and the ratio. And also the book, as Leah mentioned, the reference book, you can look up every single oil that Young Living has and look at it to see all the properties, the health properties, the emotional properties, and then see how to apply it. So it's going to tell you in the book also how to apply your oils. And so what I love about diluting is that it actually helps the oil to go over a larger part of our body. So just think if your back is a little sore from working out and you're like, I really want to put some Panaway and peppermint on, but my back is larger. It's a larger part of my body. So diluting it with a carrier oil is going to help to go over a larger part of our body. And a lot of times people think that diluting it actually makes it weaker, and we just want to say that that is not the case. What it does is it helps to absorb on a slower level getting into your body, and so it's not weakening the effect, it's just slowing down the process because they're volatile oils, so they evaporate quickly. They evaporate into our skin very quickly, and so the carrier oil just helps to slow it down, because carrier oils are going to be olive oil, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, almond oil. You just want to find a good organic source. You don't want to use the rancid corn oil that's been sitting in your your pantry for the longest time. You definitely don't want to do that. So get a good organic source, and then what it does is it gets in, and because it's a fatty oil, it slows down the ability to absorb quicker. And so especially when it comes to spicy oils, you want it to slow down.
Yeah.
And then as well as with kids.
Yes,
so
with kids too, especially. Just extra dilution. So tell us what you use these roller bottles for.
So the roller bottles are amazing, especially if you have little ones, because with little ones you just want to, if it's 1-to-1 for you, you would want to do a 1-to-4, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, depending on the oil, 1-to-5, especially with little ones. Like with Abigail, I'm going to do 1-to-5. If they're probably like 10 years old, I'll probably do 1-to-4, 1-to-3. It just depends on their body weight. And so you can mix these in advance. So especially if you have a nighttime one that you have already ready to go, like lavender, cedarwood, and white angelica or something like that, you can put about 10 drops each, and then fill the rest with carrier oil, and then they're ready to go, and you just roll them on. So super simple. You can do this in any type of blends that you're wanting to. You can get super creative and just create your own blends and have it ready to go and already diluted, and it just takes the science and the thought out of trying to figure it out at the moment.
Yes, and we know when you have little ones that it's hard to catch them sometimes.
Yes.
So to stop and sit and do all of the dilution and
Yes.
mixing, it doesn't work.
No,
so
not
trust
worth
us,
it.
this is much better. So we're going to talk about VitaFlex. So if you look in your book, it's also going to have a couple of VitaFlex charts in here. There's one for the feet. You'll see this. You might have become familiar. There's also the part with the hands as well, okay? And the coolest thing about that is that really stands for vitality through your reflexes. And so you can just rub them on and the oils are going to absorb into the feet. That's awesome. They're going to transmit through all of the body. Basically, they like search for where there's blocks, and then that's where they're going to target. So they know, they're so smart. Like they know where your body has a need, and that's where it's going to kind of attack, if you will. And so that's an easy way to do it. But if you use this release and roll technique, and it talks about how to do that in the book, and it's just rolling with your fingertips, it's really going to even more so penetrate and make those oils even more effective. And so what it does is it sends an electrical charge through the neuroelectrical pathways, which is just so fascinating, and it really makes it where you can target every single body system through your feet and through your hands. That's incredible. You can target all the organs. And so if you hear people talk about that they like to apply an oil on their big toe, their right big toe at nighttime, that's because where the brain, that's where it processes through. And so you can easily help the brain to shut down and relax and help you sleep at night, which is just incredible. And it's a great way to do this because your pores are larger on your feet, so they absorb it really well, but hotter, spicier oils aren't going to be as strong. And then if you don't like the smell of it, just put the socks on right afterwards and you're good to go. So it's a really good way to use them.
And it's perfect for little kids. Their feet is perfect.
Especially for infants. So we have a lot of people who ask about application on infants. And I would say under a year old even, the feet is the best place. You know, maybe on the spine if they're if it's really well diluted, but don't just kind of avoid the chest area because again, unless it's something like frankincense or lavender and it's still really heavily diluted because that's so close to their nasal passages where they're going to be breathing it in and all the membranes and stuff, that could be very strong. So the feet is a very, very functional place to do it. And then Jessica's going to tell us about neuroauricular massage.
And so we know when it comes to emotional support, we talk a lot about the aromatic benefits. So breathing it in goes to the limbic part of our brain, which triggers our emotions and our memory. And so, but also we can actually apply the oil specifically to our ears. So if you were to turn in the little reference book, it's going to be on page 144, 145. But here's a bigger version. Hopefully, it's probably hard to see. But you can specifically target the specific area. We'll use Leah's pretty ears. And so you just take an oil, let's just say maybe you're struggling with forgiveness or just maybe struggling with just grief or
anger
or being overwhelmed. You just would put the oil, so let's just say we're going to use the oil of release, which is one of my favorites. You just put a little drop in your hands and you're going to rub them together, and then you're just going to look at the chart and then go to the area. So like right here, let's just say Leah, we're going to turn you completely. Leah is struggling, which is kind of feeling the weight of the world. We're just going to put some release oil right there on it. And so it's just right that very part of the ear. You just rub that on, and then it actually gets in there and it helps our body to start processing through some of our emotions. So don't be surprised if you actually start feeling some things and actually start releasing some of that weight of the world. That's the intention, and that is what the oil is supposed to do. And so what a way better benefit. You know, we go through life and we let things build up. So much better to let it go, to allow ourselves to start feeling. And so this is just a great technique, and it's everything from, you know, feeling overwhelmed, self-esteem, fear, anger, rejection, sympathy, grief and loss. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of areas on your ear that you can target for specific emotional support.
Yeah, and isn't it amazing too when you release those maybe heavy emotions that sometimes that affects your physical health, and that can actually release and help you to be healthier, right?
Absolutely, because our body holds on to emotions. So there's a great book called Feelings Buried Alive, They Never Die. So they will manifest themselves in our body and take root and develop into all kinds of health issues. And so releasing the emotions are going to be key for your healing.
Yes. So now we're going to talk about a very specific technique. It's called the raindrop technique. And again, in your book here, page 153, it really goes into more details. And if you are really, after we share, and you're really drawn to this technique and want to practice it and learn it, there's a raindrop kit that you can purchase.
Yes.
And it has all the oils, everything you need, and it has pictures and guides, and there's also YouTube videos that you can watch that will teach you how to do this technique. There is specialized training, so if you really, maybe you're a massage therapist, or maybe this is something that just you become passionate about because you see it work for you, you can get certified in this technique and use it on family and friends, or if you're a massage therapist, you can also use it on your clients.
You can charge as a massage therapist for it.
Yes, and basically it combines essential oils with this special massage technique that just gives greater therapeutic benefits. This can help with emotional health, this can help with immune support. So again, they draw deep, and it's called raindrop because it's like you drop, it's like drops of rain, the oils on the back, all along the spine, and about 6 inches off the body. And then you have just different feathering techniques and other kind of things you do with your hands that help massage that in and really help drive that deeply into the tissues. And so it's really great for spinal health too. So if you know anyone who is in need of spinal health support, then I would highly suggest the raindrop technique as well.
And especially when someone's going through a lot in their life, whether stress or just fighting things over and over, raindrop is going to be key just to really help you overcome whatever that is you're going through. And the next one's going to be a Vitasage. We've actually, believe it or not, we've not had it. We've not bought it. So this is something now researching it we definitely want to look at, because this is a massage that a little massager that Young Living has, and you just put the bottles of oil in there, and then if you, let's just say you're having a lot of back or leg, discomfort, you can actually use this, and it's just a vibration that really will penetrate deep tissue, and it helps to get the oil in on a deeper level. And so this is just a great way of, especially if you have a lot going on within your body and you're wanting to have some focus, attention to a specific area, then definitely get the loved one in your home to do it if you can't reach. But if you can reach it, then you can do it on yourself. And you can load it. I believe it holds about three different oils, so it'll release those together. Yeah, so you can use like Panaway and Peppermint and Copaiba. Those would be great ones for that discomfort we talked about. And then just apply to the area. So allow it to reach that deep tissue and definitely see the benefits.
Yes. Well, we hope you guys find this helpful. This is part of our series, our Thriving series, just to really help you learn how you can thrive in your health, whether it's emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, all of the above, with the essential oils and oil-infused products that Young Living has. And so we really just want you to really know how to take those products that you have, those oils, open them up and use them for your benefit. Right. More than anything. Because
that is when you're going to see the benefit. And that's where you're going to realize why we're so passionate about the oils, is because we use them on a daily basis. And for us, we want you to use them on a daily basis, because that is when you get to see truly how powerful they are. And so a lot of times we think, I don't have stomach issues, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. And we don't think about using the oils as a preventative measure. And let me just tell you, that is primarily how we use our oils, is to support our body systems on a preventative measure every single day. And then we get to totally abide in wellness, because then we're thriving in our health. And so don't wait for something. Apply your oils daily, get a routine, apply them, and see what happens. But topical application is one of our favorite ways of using the oils. So we hope that you can start incorporating topical application into your health every single day.
Yes, thank you.